Now let's take a look at this word springtime using the Lino script font. It's already on my screen, and I would like to adjust the spacing a little bit, so I'm going to press the T on the left tools bar, click somewhere on the word, and then go to the top of the page and click on my visual text spacing icon to open my visual spacing toolbar. And I'm going to separate these letters just a little bit so that they're not overlapping, and show you something else, because I like this font, but it's a little bit thin and I would like it to be thicker. I'm going to close the visual text spacing for now. The letters are not quite touching yet, but I want to thicken these letters before I make them touch. To thicken text, click on it to select it, or to thicken any lines, you can do this. Down here at the bottom of the color palette, there is a slider here that you can use to slide your lines to be thicker. That's a little bit too thick. The adjustment is pretty fine. What I'd like to do is type in the thickness that I want. Maybe I want 0.15. That's too thick. Maybe 0.05. That looks about right to me. The lines are not really thick, they just look thick. If I click on the W at the bottom of the page to see in wireframe view what your cutter would be cutting, I see that the letters are still thin. Now they are looking thick, and about as thick as I want. So I'm going to open the visual text spacing tool again and move my letters now to where they appear to be overlapping just the way I want them. Move each one to the desired position. And when I have them all in place, instead of clicking on weld, because as you could see when I go to wireframe, they're not exactly all together, I'm going to use WYSIWYG instead. At the right hand side of the screen, you see the button called WYSIWYG. That stands for what you see is what you get. Once you have your letters arranged the way you want them, then you can select your letters on the screen and then click on the WYSIWYG button. Click on low, and it will take a minute or two to work, and it's going to weld this for us, but it's going to weld, instead of welding thin lines, it has made thick lines. So when I click on the W, the bottom, wireframe, you see that I have the same exact font. All the letters are overlapping nicely, but it's in wireframe mode. Now I see the dots on the eyes are off by themselves, and I tend to lose dots. I'm going to click on that dot and move it down so it's overlapping, and this one too, so it's overlapping the main word. With this dot selected, hold down my shift key, click right on the line of this dot, and then click somewhere on the line of the main text. I have it all selected. Now I can go to the right side of my screen to my welding icon, and I just welded my dots to my word also. Now if I click on the W to turn back on my main view, I see that I now have a welded word. This one is not welded. As we click on the W icon, we see that the letters are not connected. Well, I don't need that one, so I'm going to press the delete key to get rid of it. Then Control A selects all. I'm going to move it by dragging over to my screen. Then I will turn off the wireframe mode, and I see my filled letters.